So now it's on to my flowers. I've got all my greenery, having a lovely drink there, so I'm going to put that to one side. And then the flowers I've bought just from my local street market in town. So they've come wrapped up in tissue paper just to protect them on their way home. And then the individual flowers have been wrapped up as well. So these are ranunculus, and they've been wrapped up in elastic band. So I would take the elastic band off, take the cellophane away, and if you wanted to, you could reuse the cellophane for something else. Out of the way, and then you'll have another elastic band on the bottom of the stems, and again you can cut this away or peel it off. Now you can see here that there is quite a lot of green at the bottom of my stems, so I will need to strip that off because I don't want any of the green in my vase or in the bucket of water. So again, just a matter of between thumb and forefinger and just taking it away. They're a bit raggedy, these leaves. They're nothing particularly pretty to look at. So I don't mind getting rid of those and just work through the stems one at a time. So sometimes you'll find the greenery on your flowers you can use as part of your arrangement, but other times I just feel it's not worth using, and it doesn't hold up as well as the flowers, and it's the flowers you've bought the flower for rather than the green that happens to be attached to it. So I've taken off all the green from that end, and I'll take all the flower stems in my hand and cutting again at that diagonal angle, making a fresh cut so the flowers can take up water. That was a bit bent there. Get rid of that bit. Oops. Cut that away. And there as well, getting rid of the last bits of greenery. And as you come to put those into your vase or your bucket of water, you just need to be careful, or to ensure that your flowers are actually reaching the water. So you need to sort of push the green out of the way. And I always put my flowers in from the edge and then let them settle down a bit and just leave them there to relax and take up water. And then the other flowers I've got are tulips, and you'll see I've gone for a pinky purple combination, so it can be quite tricky just trying to decide what flowers to buy. These come in a plastic sheath, and I should cut that away, and whereas I can reuse the square of cellophane on the ranunculus, I can't really reuse that for anything, so sadly that's just going to have to go into the bin. And again, the flowers have been bundled up with an elastic band, which I can save for another project. And the tulips, it's really easy to condition them. You just, on the whole, there's no greenery to get rid of, although if you have got any particularly straggly leaves, you can get rid of those. I just go through and cut the stems individually. So sometimes when you've cut the stems, some of the leaves want to fall away, and they are all ready to go. Now the thing about tulips, if you decide to use those, is that they grow in your arrangement, so they continue to grow, and they'll also bend towards the light, so they can be quite a tricky flower to use, but I do think it's really lovely being able to use seasonal flowers, and perhaps to save the all year round varieties of roses and chrysanthemums and carnations, perhaps during the winter months when you can't get hold of anything else. So I shall continue working my way through this package of flowers and come back to you and take you through the next stage. There we have all the flowers, I don't want to say crammed into the bucket, but I've put them into the bucket just so they can sit, rest, take up water, and then they'll be ready for me to get on and do the arranging. So I shall come back in a moment and talk you through the mechanics for making this first arrangement.